Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of the Jigabytes podcast. I'm here with a special guest. Who are you?
I'm Kaito, also known as Kaitobythesea, which is the only YouTube custom URL that I got.
Also known as...
Also known as That Robot Kaito, the
Yep.
second channel, the very famous second channel.
Yep. I watched that one frequent. I mean, I've never met you before. Anyways, so we just met, what was it, 2 minutes ago?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just ran into each other on the subway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I picked you up. You were looking homeless. I said, hey, I'll take this boy. He's right here with me in the live studio, in fact. I said,
Yep.
hey, I'll give this boy some change. And he'll come on my podcast.
Yep, that's the way to do podcasts.
Yes. So, you are possibly one of the most fascinating people on the internet to me.
Okay.
Unironically, you and Matt. Totally no bias there at all.
No bias whatsoever.
No bias. And it's definitely not on the account of the fact that I talk to you like every day. So.
Yeah, no, definitely not that.
So, you are a writer, right? Correct?
Yeah, I guess. That's my current obsession, I would
So,
say.
where did your love for writing begin?
I have like a bunch of notebooks from when I was a kid filled with writing shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of gave up on it in between and then started it up again like a couple years ago. Just stuck with it this time. So there's that.
And you've shown me like screenplays and stuff, so it's mainly fiction writing that you're interested in, or?
Yeah, I wrote like 2 5-minute plays like last summer for no reason. But since then I've been like trying to actually write a book that I could maybe get published. I don't know.
And we would find this on what?
Well, nowhere. It's on a secret Google Doc that I will never show anyone.
I know. I like how I'm trying to promote your book that is not written yet, but
It's
I
not
already have
finished,
confidence.
so you don't know. Yeah.
You could
Go to
find it.
wattpad.com/badstories.rs. That's where it's at.
It's on the New York Times bestseller list in my head.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's number 99 on the top 100. So
Yeah, we're getting there. You
yeah,
made
we're
it.
just stuck down here. There's that too.
Yeah, exactly. So, So I read your screenplay where you were in a church building on the ground.
Yeah.
Do you want this on the
ground.
internet? Is this private?
I don't care, I guess. I
sorry.
think I put that on a subreddit somewhere, so I'm fine with it.
Okay, that was fascinating to me, and
Yeah.
I remember when you showed it to me, I was like, "This is good, but you're probably gonna have to like write one that you could actually do or something." Like,
yeah, well,
easily.
if I wanted to make this, I don't think I could. Like, so the reason I wrote that was it was for a creative writing class or something, and I took it for some reason. We have like 3 projects, and I decided to like have them all happen in the same storyline and just pick like different events from that and do that as 3 separate parts of the same assignment. It was like in my head the objective was to, in case the same TA read all 3, be like, oh, these are connected. But then obviously that didn't happen, so it's kind of pointless in the end.
That's kind of cool though, because like, I feel like there was a, it's probably not the best, I don't know, writer, but there was a Quentin Tarantino interview that I watched one time when I was like 13 or something. That's not relevant, but I watched it where he said that he had a thing about the dude from Pulp Fiction, the John Travolta character. He had like all this other lore written that he never put to. Well, at one point he was planning to make a movie about how some of the characters were brothers or something. But point is, like, even though like sometimes you have to write other stories within the universe to flesh out a character, even though the audience might see it, sometimes you have to write extra stuff behind the scenes to flesh out a character. Is that true?
Yeah, I'll probably agree with that. I've watched like every Quentin Tarantino movie except Pulp Fiction, so I don't know specifically about what he's talking about with that movie, but Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Well, he also said that like for Inglorious Bastards, he wrote for I think the main girl character in that he wrote a bunch of other lore or something for her. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think it makes like this depth that you don't necessarily have to show in the screenplay, but you can kind of feel when you watch the movie. I think that comes across.
Yeah. That's interesting. That concept that really stuck with me when he said that. So is that why? Did you just happen to set them all in the same universe, or did you do it to like flesh out all the screenplays individually in that same way?
Well, the first one was like a short story or something, so I just wrote that. But then part of the project is like you're supposed to write, or you're supposed to convert the short story into a screenplay or something. So I was like, instead of doing the same story, I thought I'd just do a different, like part of the same story, as the screenplay, and it just turned out to be connected.
Okay, so that's interesting. So it's like different mediums in a way connecting.
Yeah, like I took one character from the short story and then just put them in the screenplay in a different situation. But yeah.
You know, I said earlier like about the church one, like, oh, I said you should probably pick one that you could actually like do immediately, but like I feel like you could like couldn't you probably could somehow get permission to like realize these screenplays,
Yeah.
could you?
Well, the reason I said it's actually a funeral home, I think. And the reason I
Yeah.
picked a funeral home is because I live right next to a funeral home, like relatively close to one.
Mm. Yeah.
So I was like, if I was kind of thinking about that when I was doing it, I was like, hey, if I ever try to make this, I could just ask them.
Yeah, they might say yeah. You never know.
Yeah,
That'd
but
be cool.
I'm not gonna do it. Like the concept is old now because
Mm-hmm.
it features like a two twin brothers. So my idea was I had long hair at the time, so I was like, I'm gonna shoot half of this with me having long hair,
Yeah.
and then cut my hair and shoot the other half. But obviously, already cut my hair too late.
Yeah, I remember now you told me that. It's memories flooding back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever posted any of your writings on the internet though? I don't think you have,
Well,
have you?
the second screen, the play that I think I showed you. I put that on r/playwriting.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just I don't know. That wasn't like so personal, or whatever, that I couldn't share it. So I thought I might as well just put it on that because what could happen, right?
Yeah. What have you? So you never. So you. I know you've made fun of Wattpad before. Have you ever made a Wattpad?
I make an account on whatever new site that I try. So I probably have an account, but I've never used it.
Oh, okay. So you're not like a. So you've never posted any like cringy fanfics anywhere? Because that would be fun.
No, I don't actually get fan fiction. Like, just as a concept, I don't get it. I don't know why people do it, but hey.
That's interesting. Because I feel like fan fiction. I've had similar thoughts. Like, why don't you just write characters? Why don't you just write your own characters? But on the flip side, I feel like, if you can take these already established characters and write a story scenario with them, that's kind of like training, It's like baby's first writing.
Yeah, like if you like in like TV show writing, they called it like writing a spec script.
What does
Like
that mean?
you take like for example, like Seinfeld or Frasier or whatever, you like write an episode using those characters like an actual episode that could happen, and that's how you like practice writing for TV shows.
Huh. That's
So,
is that
yeah,
similar
so
to like? Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, so that's basically fan fiction.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, like, there's also like backdoor pilots, right? Like, the episode of The Office where it's just Dwight on the farm. You remember that?
Well, yeah. What about it?
Basically, it shows. It when I watched it, I was like, huh, this is odd because it introduces all these characters that are his relatives and his friends on the farm. It's like later in the season. Turns out that was supposed to be a backdoor pilot for a Dwight spinoff. On the farm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, that actually makes sense.
Yeah. That would be a horrible show, which I'm glad it didn't get made, probably.
I don't know how it would work because like the whole point of Dwight is that he plays off of Jim. So if you don't have
Exactly.
Jim in the show, then what's the point really?
Yeah, and he also plays off of Michael, so when they remove Michael, Well, when they removed Michael, it kind of ruined everything in a way.
Yeah. Well, Steve Carell had to go get his movie paycheck, but yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. I'm trying to. So.
The first 6 seasons, he gave him 6 seasons.
Yeah. It really went downhill after that.
I mean, you can't expect that guy from The Hangover to carry, like, Steve Carell is just, he's a better comedic actor than the other guy. It's just plain and simple.
Yeah. So, like, fan fiction is something that is on my mind now because Kingdom Hearts is fan fiction.
I think it is.
It's basically fan fiction. And I don't, like, there was so Kingdom Hearts is like a surprisingly normie thing.
Yeah, which I didn't really expect because it's like so convoluted as a story. Like, it's so confusing. I don't understand how normal people keep up with it.
They don't. That's the thing. They literally don't. I think that's the answer because like they just the appeal of Kingdom Hearts is like you just play it and then there's Disney stuff. That's the main appeal. Like honestly, most of the lore is just whatever.
Yeah, I think, like you said, people just play it for the game now. There's no point to the story.
Yeah. Because, like, there's people, like at my normie work who were excited for Kingdom Hearts. And it's like, huh. Like, people you wouldn't even expect. Like, it's weird.
It's like one of those things where you thought something was, like, a niche, but then you find out that everyone knows about it, and you kind of question yourself, like, oh, wait.
Yeah. I thought I was special, but no.
Yeah. It's like being a Kendrick Lamar fan from a long time ago, and then at some point he became so mainstream that it's like, okay, time to find a new Kendrick Lamar because you can't stick with this and hold on to your hip-hop credibility,
That's kind of what I went through, but it was more because I just didn't like the direction that Kendrick was going in with Damn, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually felt like Damn was a really good album, but I felt that much more the first couple times I listened to it, and then like randomly someday I just went back to listen to Pimp a Butterfly, and just musically it's so much deeper.
Yeah, it really is. I also kind of don't like To Pimp a Butterfly as much as I used to though. Now that because that was like. For me, that was like literally my introduction to like liking hip hop, and so now that I look back at it, I'm like, I've listened to so much other stuff, beyond this that this isn't as special as it was,
Well, I don't even think To Pimp a Butterfly is like 100% hip hop. I think it's like there's a reason, like it stands out as like an album by itself, and I don't think even he will be able to replicate it in terms of just bringing together all the different musical aspects of the black community that he was trying to do. Like, there's jazz in it, there's funk in it, there's soul bits in it, like in that first opening song with George Clinton. Like, it's a crazy like combination of everything that I don't think he will be able to do again, just because it's so hard.
Yeah, it really is. It felt like literally. It felt like he was trying to tell or trying to put influences from all of like black music and black culture in the album, and like just like it's one of those things where like it feels so grand. It's like, how can you make another one? So Damn was sort of like him like knocking, sort of like it was the wave that washed away the sandcastle. I felt like.
Yeah, definitely. Well, a wave is a good analogy there because the beats and stuff on Damn were way more trendy than anything he's done before.
Yeah. It helped cemented him as like a more popular figure because like, after Damn, it's like everybody was talking about Kendrick. Like, well, before that, everyone kind of was too, but like now it's like, okay, everyone.
Yeah, I don't know if he won the Grammy for Best Hip Hop Album with To Pimp a Butterfly, but I think that's what like elevated him to that status, and then Damn just like took it to the next level where now he's like, like even the people like who would never have listened to Kendrick Lamar before now see it as like a thing to do because it's so popular now.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of felt, the reason that To Pimp a Butterfly was my first, like, really liking hip-hop album is because of all the other influences in it. Because I kind of feel like that album and Gorillaz as a band got me into hip-hop. And I really like media like that just has so many different influences because it can draw in so many different people. And I felt like I learned a lot from it.
Yeah, and usually the problem with that kind of stuff is it's like a little of everything and then nothing really stands out.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of just get like this like bland mix of stuff, like Backstreet Boys and stuff like that. It was kind of just weird pop. Like nobody really like. I like it because it was like the soundtrack to my childhood at some point. But
you are my fire. Okay, I'm sorry.
I looked them up on Spotify recently. What do you think is their top played song?
It's that one. I Want It That Way, right?
Yeah, it is. Like by a long shot, actually.
Yeah, because it's the meme one, kind of. Because it was used in that stupid Jonah Hill movie. What was that movie?
Superbad? No, something else.
Not that one. This Is the End, where it's like the end of the world.
I hate that movie. I said it was so bad.
It was really bad. It was really bad. It's just like, hey, celebrity cameo, the movie. Yeah. Anyways, what were you saying before that? I'm sorry.
No, I don't remember. I think we're talking about Kendrick Lamar, but yeah.
Yeah, influences. Yeah, but you were saying how like sometimes media that has a bunch of influences is bland.
Yeah, like if you take a little bit from everything, like I think this happens to Logic is the reason why he's not as good as he maybe could be.
Yeah.
Is because he like one of his songs off of that one album in Space or whatever is like one of the tracks he just straight up just steals the drums from Kanye's 808s and Heartbreak, like the drums to the intro track or whatever, or from Amazing, I think. And like when I listened to that song, I was like, oh crap, this sounds exactly like that other song. And yeah. I saw him doing some interviews where he was defending it, being like, the drums are the same, but it's a different BPM and it's not the same exact drum or whatever. I was like, you still took it though, like at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's how I feel about every Logic song. It's like it feels like another song. He's very I feel connected to him in a weird way, because I understand. It's like, because in a lot of ways what I do is similar to him, like celebrate my love for things. But I feel like when you're trying to do that and make your make your own like music, it just comes across like you don't have an identity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And this is like what they tell like musicians who are just starting out is like copy someone you like until you develop your own style.
Mm-hmm.
But he just never developed his own style.
Yeah, it almost feels like he should have, though. That's the weird part. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because he can clearly rap. Like, it's very obvious that he has the skill.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, he can't translate that into, like, originality.
Yeah. And I feel bad. I feel like a hypocrite criticizing him because I am Logic.
You are Logic?
I feel like I am that. Like, I am very much, like, copy other people, to find my own style. Like, I'm very much in that phase, so I understand.
To be completely honest, I think I'm in the same boat, too. The only one who's, like, really original is Matt, because he does stuff no one does.
Yeah, he does, like, Muppet reviews that fascinate me.
Yeah, and he does set design and has like a puppet narrating it and stuff. Like, who does that? No one does that.
Well, people do that. There's YouTube channels that do that. Like Arlo does that.
Yeah, like there's that, but they're like that's just like a stand-in for the host or whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
Are you talking about that one guy? Was like his name is like a box or something? What's it called?
No, his
Folding Ideas, something like that.
I don't know that guy, but I know Arlo. You know him? He does like reacting to the newest Nintendo Direct, and it's weird though because it's just a normal guy. It's just like he's just talking like a normal guy, but then there's just a puppet as the avatar. It's like he doesn't do anything with the puppet, you know.
But I don't think that's Matt's point. Like Matt is more focused on the puppetry and like the art of it than just having a puppet.
That is true, and also like it makes sense. He's doing videos about puppets, and he has a puppet there.
Yeah.
By the way,
Matt
is the third member of the Coast Town podcast.
Check out YouTube, Google Coast Town podcast. There are at least 3 episodes.
Yeah, and his channel is Matthew W.
Which good luck finding that, but yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't clear, if the veil hasn't been revealed, I know Kaito and I know Matt, and which is kind of why this is weird. It's kind of hard to interview you because like I know you know what I mean? So that's why it's kind of veered off.
But also like if you listen to any of the famous interview podcasts, like the host usually knows the person. It's more about telling the audience what you already know.
That is true. And yeah, that is true. Very true. But I guess I'm just not an interviewer, so I don't know how to, like, because in my mind, like, this is getting too meta, because in my mind, I, like, know, so I just want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that could be good, too. Like, I don't say what you will about Joe Rogan, but that's basically what he does. He doesn't, like, try to interview people. He just talks to them.
Yeah, this is the Joe Rogan podcast. Exactly.
This is the Rojogan podcast. Have you seen that video?
Oh, where he talks to himself.
Someone edited Joe Rogan on both sides of the mic, and it's genius. It's great. It's a great video.
It was really funny. It was like 2 apes talking to each other.
Yeah, because they obviously they make him talk about stuff that he just constantly goes on about, which is great because Yeah,
it was funny. I'm still waiting for that Joe Rogan Kanye podcast that they tweeted about like months ago. Where is that?
Yeah. So I don't like Joe Rogan particularly, but I do listen to a lot of the podcasts he does. And recently he said like, we're still chatting, but he's not going to come on the podcast until he like gets to know me. So whatever that means. So it's not happening anytime soon.
Oh, wait, I misinterpreted the tweet. I think this is what everyone thought Kanye meant. I thought that he meant that just got done chatting with Joe Rogan, as in filming the podcast coming soon. But I guess what he meant was, I'm going to do a podcast soon. I misinterpreted that completely.
I think that's what he meant, because according to Joe, they haven't done a podcast yet.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. I thought
What do you make of this whole Joe Rogan phenomena? By the way, it's like a thing now. The podcast is so huge.
Yeah, I think that, people give him, we've spoken about this. I've criticized him for this. People give him crap for agreeing with everyone that he talks to, but I literally think that in his mind, what he's trying to do is just have a friendly dialogue. Like, he's just trying to put the other person on display. So the appeal of it is to just hear from the other person,
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I agree, but when he has like these more controversial people on and he doesn't call out the stuff that they say, it comes off like he's agreeing with them, and he could definitely just fix this by having another person on at the same time who disagrees with the first person.
Mm-hmm.
Then he wouldn't have to do it at all. They could just do it between themselves. Also, in completely unrelated, he's been doing this since like 2006 or 5 or whatever. So shout out to that, just the dedication, because he wasn't successful until like 4 years ago.
The grind, man, the grind. The Kid Cudi one is still my favorite. It's a wholesome podcast.
And when they started, he was like talking to his guests on webcam or whatever, and he had Cliffy B, the game dev, on like 13 years ago.
Cliffy B, who's that?
Cliffy B is like Cliff Bleszinski. I think he's the guy who was the main guy who came up with Gears of War and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
He used to work at whatever studio made Gears of War, and he was super famous. Then he made this game called Lawbreakers, which I actually like. I did a bunch of videos on Lawbreakers on my channel, which are now privated, so you can't see those, but yeah.
Speaking of your channel, let's talk about the videos that are on there. This is a good segue, okay? So,
Okay.
here's what fascinates me, and every time I've brought this up to you, it feels like you ignore this, but you have videos. Is the 199 GTX worth it, where it's Overwatch gameplay?
Yeah.
I'm interested in those. Why did you stop doing them? Because
Okay.
it seems like they got a lot of views.
They did, and that's actually why I stopped doing them. I just left them up because, like, people still watch them. So I was like, I don't want to take them down. So I just left them up. But for a summer, so the whole YouTube thing has been kind of in spurts. Every summer I make videos, and then the rest of the year I don't, just because school is so busy during that time.
Mm-hmm.
But like one summer I just made tech videos for a whole summer. And then last summer, or 2017 summer, I made just gaming Let's Plays for a while. And then last summer, I transitioned to making like analysis videos or whatever.
So, did you only leave a select few up? Because...
Yeah, I only left, like, you'll see that there's some gaming videos which took off for no reason, and then some tech videos that took off for no reason. So I just left up the ones that have like tons of views.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a train. Can you hear that?
There was like a garbage truck outside my window like 3 minutes ago, so
It's fine. I feel like you would be a good tech reviewer, though. I don't know, like.
yeah. But like I was actually thinking about making some more video codec comparisons, but I don't know if that jibes with everything. Like, one of the problems I see with YouTube now is like your channel has to be so focused on one thing.
Really?
That it makes it like, if you want to do more than one thing, you kind of are screwing yourself by doing that. You should just pick one thing and do that.
Yeah, you're kind of right, to be honest.
Yeah, unless like, or there's this guy called Cosmonaut Variety Hour who, like, his whole thing is that he does different things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watch him.
But the different things that he does are kind of the same thing. It's just about different topics, but the style of video is the same.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of analysis channels like that cover multiple topics, but but it's always an analysis video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like, there have been like multiple meme videos already about the YouTube analysis video, like how to make like a boilerplate YouTube analysis video. So I don't know, like, analysis is one of those things that, like, if you write essays in school and you get like an A, you're like, oh, I can make an analysis channel. It's just a thing that everyone can do now.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much like point there is in doing it anymore. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and incidentally, also, anyone can do a podcast. Guess what? Two things I do.
Well, it's not like, you know, this is the pot calling the kettle black, you know.
Exactly,
I do the same shit. Yeah, so.
Yeah, we all do this. Okay, I've had this thought in my head. This is getting kind of, I guess, personal. Like, well, not really, but do you think that, are you ever scared to, like, make, like, to draw or to write because you've criticized other people's art on the internet? Because I sometimes feel that, I'm not gonna lie.
Is it just because you said, like, a certain show was bad, so you're like, oh, wait, that show has better art than I could make? Something like that?
Sometimes I feel like that, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I try to keep it, like, pretty positive because I don't think there's any point in being negative about stuff on the internet because, like, it can only be bad for you in the long run. There's no good coming out of that.
Yeah. Well, see, thinking about it, I literally have just rationalized and dismissed my own statement because the only things that I've really the only anime that I've really criticized is anime that I know was just made for a cash grab. Like, I know Fully Coolly Progressive was just made for a cash grab, so I kind of don't feel bad criticizing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you watch Fully Coolly Alternative, by the way?
I watched one episode of it, but I didn't watch the rest. Was it good?
Okay. I don't know. I haven't watched it. I was wondering if you did.
I honestly don't care. I feel like I wasted my time with Progressive. I don't care.
I feel like this exact feeling is what happened with all the Star Wars sequels. Is because they were like, oh, people want Star Wars. Let's just give them Star Wars every 6 months. And then after 2 movies, people got tired of it.
Yeah, not realizing that Star Wars has been bad for a long time.
Yeah, this is like what you said about you already knowing but telling the audience. We have this like conspiracy going about the 80s movies that people like.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They're not good. None of them
Yeah.
are good.
I don't know if you
Goonies.
want to get into that, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Goonies sucks. I just said I don't want to criticize people's art, and now I'm doing
Oh,
it.
there you
So,
go. Too
whatever.
late.
Whatever. I don't like. I mean, I just not. It's just not for me. I guess. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even feel that passionate about it. Weirdly, it's just like
Yeah.
I look back on those movies and I'm just like, I like how they all had a really interesting like. I do like how you can look at an 80s movie and say, hey, that's an 80s movie. But that's the only
Yeah,
thing I like.
there's definitely an aesthetic. It's like when Stranger Things came out, and it's like, it like just took that stamp and stamped it on stuff that wasn't supposed to be 80s movies, or like the It movie that came out recently, like 2017.
Mm-hmm.
They're just copying the 80s aesthetic and sticking it on stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I kind of think that's cool though, because I like some of the aesthetic things of the 80s. I just don't like a lot of the plots and the characters. So if you can make an 80s style thing that's cool, that has good writing, if you could make that, that would be cool to me. I don't think that's been done, to my taste at least, but it would be cool. I don't know.
What
if
did you
that
think
has.
about Stranger Things, by the way?
I didn't like it. I thought it
The
was
first
kind
season or the second one?
of, I only watched a little bit of the first episode and I was so bored.
Oh.
I didn't like it at all.
Oh, are you one of those like ADHD kids where if 5 things don't blow up per second, your attention gets turned off?
No. Why would you ever believe that I'm like that?
No, I was just saying.
No, I'm not. I just like, I don't know. It just reminded me of E.T. too much. I don't like E.T.
Yeah, the main kid kind of looks like the kid from E.T. too. That doesn't help.
He really does. It honestly is just like E.T. to me. I don't know. It weirdly is. I don't know.
Except
like it.
E.T.'s like a little girl.
Wait, no. The main character for E.T. was the kid, the guy.
Yeah, I know. But like E.T., the extraterrestrial, is the little girl.
You mean he dresses up as a little girl, or is he a metaphor for a girl that I didn't know? What?
Okay, no. I think okay. So if you're comparing Stranger Things to E.T., and the main character from Stranger Things is the main character from E.T., then the E.T., like the wrinkly, baggly like thing that with the shiny fingers, is 11.
Oh, I'm so dumb. Okay. I get what you're saying now. Yeah, you're comparing
Okay.
them. I thought you meant like E.T. was some like woman metaphor.
What?
I-
No.
for-
You're overthinking it, I think.
I was, yeah. Yeah. I kind of want an E.T. puppet. That would be cool.
Yo, you know who would be able to make an ET puppet?
Matt,
Commission him,
dude, I want to see Matt's analysis video of E.T. with an E.T. puppet. That would be so good. Screw it though. You can make your own art and criticize other people's art. Plenty of people do it. Whatever.
Yeah, well, you can't avoid it because when you make your own stuff, you kind of get opinionated about other stuff. So even if you don't share it with other people, you do have opinions in the first place. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Making something is kind of critiquing everything because you're like,
Yeah.
let me take influences and show you how I would do it. You know what I mean?
Which
Yeah.
this is another deep well of discussion that we talk about all the time. Is that's basically what people hate on Digibro for. Is like he says, yeah, I want all anime analysis videos to be like mine because I make anime analysis videos the way I think they should be made. So by definition, that means I'm making them not your way. So I think my way's right and you're not. So there's that.
Yeah. The whole recent Digibro video debacle about him not liking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it's like he says he's okay. People were calling out, they were like, oh, so you suddenly think that objectivity exists. But I never got that because, like, literally in the video, first of all, it's a joke. He's hamming it up. Second of all, in the video, he's saying that he thinks it's bad and that he thinks it's wrong. That's still a subjective opinion. People are stupid. Like,
I think I actually think like you remember when he used to do the like Digibro versus everybody streams on Twitch?
Yeah.
I actually think those backfired and like did the opposite of what he wanted them to, because the whole point is like for people to find holes in something he believes and like attack him about it.
Mm-hmm.
So by encouraging that, everyone just does that now because he stopped doing the streams.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I mean, they might have done it anyway. We don't know.
He should have continued the streams, honestly. Those were really fascinating to me.
But, like, at some point, they just turned stale because it's the same 5 people who kept showing up.
That is true. And people were just showing up to promote their channels. You know?
And to talk about the stuff, this like that one hot button topic that he's known for everywhere.
Yeah.
Which I won't mention because YouTube demonetization or whatever.
Exactly. By the way, shout out to Rizzy the Weeb for going on there basically solely to promote her channel. That was genius.
Yeah, I was wondering why you didn't do that, by the way.
I thought about it. I should have done it. But the stream ended by the time I was wanting to do it. I should have done it.
Yeah, because, like, you know, like, the most annoying thing would be if your audio setup sucked. But, you know, you sound good nowadays, so you could just go on there and be like, hey, bro.
Yeah, I should have done that. Because, like, dude, I mean, it would have been easy to find something to just argue with him over. Like, you know, I should have done it. Whatever.
Yeah, you could have got that nice digi bump, you know?
Yeah, I don't know how much I want that, though, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah. You run the most chill hop anime analysis channel. You probably don't want the hardcore Digibro fans.
I'm looking for that Mother's Basement revenue.
Yeah. Well, you know, I used to like Jeff back in the day, but, you know, things happened.
I never really liked him, to be honest. But
I thought his ideas, like when he used to do the OP stuff, I thought it was pretty unique because no one else was doing that.
Let me cut out the part where I say I don't like Mother's Basement. You know.
Why? Do you have an internship planned with him or something?
We're gonna collab in the future. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I never really got into Mother's Basement videos, but I can see the whole OP thing, how that made him unique.
Okay, so this is probably not a hot take, but the channel that I don't like is it called Lachlan or something? I don't know the name of the channel.
You mean Glass Reflections? Is that what you're
No,
talking about?
oh yeah, well I hate Glass Reflections too, but he was doing anime reviews like way before anyone else because he was on Podtaku like way back in the day.
I like Podtaku though. I'll defend that.
I did.
I liked it. I was sad when it ended. But
it was definitely the like go-to just anime discussion podcast. And I came up like I was listening to it in like 2012 or 2011 or something like, and then they disbanded and I was like, why? But then I totally understand why now. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Now I'm the age that they were when they broke up the podcast. So it's like, yeah, makes perfect sense.
And they all had, you know, Giga was in it, right? Yeah.
Giga was in it. There's this guy called Holden. He was in it.
Yeah.
There were a few other people. Nino was on it from time to time.
There was I remember there was the, you know, I guess the token girl that you have to.
There were a few girls actually, but I don't think.
That sounded so rude. Oh my god, I'm cutting that out. But you know what I mean though. On every podcast, there is one. I'm cutting that out.
Are you the token girl on our podcast, or is it me, or is it Matt?
It is absolutely Matt. It is he is the token girl.
Okay. You hear that, Matt? You're the token girl.
I'm not cutting it. I'm probably literally going to forget to cut any of this.
Yeah, well, there's that. That's always a risk you have to live with, I guess.
Yeah. Matt is the token girl. He's also the
It's because we talk over him all the time. That's basically why.
Well, you know what? You're right. You know, I feel bad sometimes.
No, just like I just noticed because I edit the audio for the podcast and then I'm going through and then we talk over every single sentence that he says.
You know, it's a meme.
Yeah, the meme is that we talk over him.
That's how I defend it. Yeah, but he always does say the most interesting things. He's the most
He
interesting
does.
person.
He definitely does. And his competitive sheep shearing video is like my favorite video of 2018.
I think that's my favorite video of all YouTube.
Yeah, because it's like, it's the perfect blend of like, he has like an editing style, which is like kind of cool. And he's talking about a topic that no one knows about.
Yeah. Go subscribe to Matthew W. I will leave a link in the description. You hear that, Matt? Talk louder, and then you'll be heard. Just talk louder, okay?
I just turned up his volume in my Discord to like the max, whatever is possible, just so I can hear him.
I think it's just because I'm a crazy screaming man.
Well, to be fair, we both yell way more than he does.
Yeah. It's like blame the male, blame males, blame testosterone.
Yeah. We're males and he's the helpless girl who we're talking over. Is that what you're saying?
I wasn't trying to imply that, but go ahead. I guess.
I think he might take offense to that, but we don't know because he'll never say. But okay.
Whatever. You know.
Are we gonna cut this out too?
I'm cutting nothing out.
Yeah. So there are actually a couple new anime channels that I found pretty interesting.
Which ones?
I don't know if they're new, but there's this one called Replay Value, which is pretty good, kind of interesting topics. And another one called Beyond Ghibli.
Oh yeah, that one's really good.
Beyond Ghibli is really good.
Replay Value. Let me subscribe to this channel. Have I seen this before? I feel like I might have. I'll subscribe.
I feel like we vaguely know who runs that channel, but we just don't remember.
Wait, do we know him like from Twitter?
I think we know him like as a public figure, but we don't know who it is. Like, I don't remember who it is.
Dude, I would not surprise if he's... Okay, I would be. I'm lying. I would be surprised if he's in my Discord. But have you ever had that to where, like, you'll follow someone on Twitter and then you won't remember that you know them?
Maybe.
Like, I've had that before. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so weird how...
I've definitely followed someone on Twitter and then forgotten why I followed them and then unfollowed them and then followed them again. That's happened before.
That literally happens all the time to me. Because I am so generous with liking and following things. I will just, like, follow someone for one tweet that they made, and then, like, I'll notice, hey, I'm seeing, like, 1 million tweets by this person I don't care about. Unfollow.
Exactly. I feel the same way. Like, I won't unfollow someone unless they just annoy me to death. Like, I can stand a couple bad tweets.
Yeah. Do you ever... I'm on Twitter literally all the time. It's kind of a problem. Do you ever do the Twitter thing to where you're looking at a really controversial tweet and you're scrolling down, all of a sudden your phone freezes, you're like, oh no, did I accidentally like it? Have you ever done that?
No.
I
don't think I'm on Twitter that much. I just go on, like, my like a thing that I do now is I just like write mini articles on Twitter. Like, over the past couple of weeks, I wrote like 3 different like tweet threads about encoding videos or something.
Yeah, I saw those. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Twitter is supposed to be like a microblogging site. That's how they started out. So I was like, I could make like a video about this, or I could write like a Medium article, or I could just make like 4 tweets.
Yeah. What do you think of my Twitter, by the way?
You tweet so like infrequently, it's hard to tell.
Like, I kind of feel like I'm not reaching any audience because I literally tweet about a lot of things.
Dude, have you checked your Twitter like statistics, like your reach and stuff?
No.
There's like a button on each side of each tweet, or when you go to your profile, on the side of each tweet, it shows you how many people saw your tweet.
Oh, I've done that before. I think 100.
Yeah.
So I've had some tweets where like 160 people view them.
Yeah, if you like hashtag it and like talk about a trending topic, you can blow up your tweet if you really want to. Like,
yeah.
This is another thing. Like, you know how Digi makes fun of people for having SEO workers or whatever? That's how I got like those two like 15K view videos on my channel, is by just SEOing it. I feel like.
Yeah, because it says that's the thing. It says in the video, is the $199 GTX 1060 worth it? Question mark, question mark. GTX blah blah blah. You know, you're putting
Yep.
the name of the product. You're putting like, is it worth it in the thumbnail? You know, versus.
But the funny thing is, I made like a similar video with a different card like 2 days later, and then that didn't blow up, but this one blew up. That's why like the YouTube algorithm is like so unpredictable.
Well, it's still got like 1.4K views. Still good.
Yeah. But then
But,
there's like this one Let's Play, which I thought was pretty bad, about a game, and then I made like another one of it 2 days later. But that second one I thought was way better, but that one didn't blow up. The first one blew up.
Mm. You know, that's the thing though with Let's Plays. The first part always is going to have more views.
Yeah, I found this out the hard way.
Yeah. Okay, I want to talk about a Let's Player who is very interesting to me called Nintendo Capri Sun. Have you heard of him?
No, but you have told me about him before.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What do you find so interesting about him?
So, I used to really love him when I was in like middle school. And looking back on his videos, his style of humor and his style of talking is weirdly, I don't know, like, there is an appeal to it. But like, I feel like he's from an era of Let's Playing that is completely different from now, and he just never adapted, which is why he gets like 1.4K views each video. But he used to get literally, he had this Plants vs. Zombies Let's Play that used to get like millions of views each episode, and it was like, what? Like, and it was like, it's shocking. Like, okay, if you look at his channel, like, his Plants vs. Zombies Let's Plays have like, I think one of them has like 14 million views or something, like, and it's just fascinating to me.
It's just one of those things, you know, like,
Yeah.
this is like, YouTube is this weird place where what you put up just stays up forever. So we don't get to see like that natural like rise and fall that we would see in like a TV show being commissioned, like they make the seasons and then it's canceled. So we don't know that it's not still happening. But then like in YouTube the same stuff happens, but instead of going to zero, it just like stops. It like craters, but then it's still there, but just nobody cares anymore.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, you can still see the video up, and it's just gaining more views.
Yeah, which is how, like you said about that, whatever, graphics card video, it didn't get all those views in like the first 2 days. It's been up for like 2 years. So like it just slowly got views over time.
Yeah. But like, with him, like, his most viewed video has 16 million views. And,
Yeah.
And today, he averages 2.9K views, 4.1K views a video. I've literally told you about this, but whatever. Oh, he just got a video called Tetris 9. You know the Tetris Battle Royale game that Nintendo released?
Oh yeah. Oh my. Yeah. This is when you know the trend has gone too far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his most viewed video recently, 11K views, Tetris 99 Battle Royale for Old People. That was the perfect title. Like, for him, that was the perfect title for his channel and just for the larger community, because it's Battle Royale and it has 11K views, which is good for him now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, if he makes like 4 or 5 more videos like that per week for the next 12 weeks, he might be, you know, in a good spot. But other than that,
yeah. He, you know, I feel a kinship with him, though, because he basically has my video game taste. Like, he does Let's Plays of all the Phoenix Wright games. He loves JRPGs. That's sort of, like, why I gravitated towards him, because he has my taste. Like, he likes games for the story, you know, he likes a lot of platformers, a lot of JRPGs. He likes, quality visual novels like the Phoenix Wright series. And I think
quality visual novels only the highest quality.
Listen, have you seen Phoenix Wright? It's like a really beautiful.
You know, I have like seen the games. You know.
Actually,
as a meme mostly.
the newer ones don't look as good as the older ones. I'm not gonna lie. Once they transition to 3D,
It's weird how that trend works. I don't get it either.
Yeah, but the older ones are like, well, they still have good production value and good writing, but but like the older ones are just like actually beautiful masterpieces to me. You know.
Not even just better; they're just beautiful masterpieces. Like you went that far.
I genuinely believe that the Phoenix Wright games are amazing, and I think that they will win people over even if they don't like. You can like it even if you don't like visual novels. Like the first 3 games genuinely have an amazing story arc that slowly builds over time. It's mostly built off of like episodic storytelling, but it literally has an amazing like story arc, and by the time you hit the 3rd game, it's just beautiful. Like it's beautiful.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it's probably not something that you would be interested in at all, but I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, you.
I like my Rocket League. I'm a normie. In that way.
You know, Rocket League is one of those things where I still can't be convinced that it's a normie thing, because it still feels like MIT students play it, but it is a normie thing, and it's weird.
Okay, so this might be like a lot of horn tooting, but actually, like some of the friends I met in Rocket League do go to like math programs in big universities. So I will say that.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, that's the people that I've interacted with that play Rocket League. Seriously, like, I've had the same experience with people who play Rocket League. Talking to them. I don't play the game.
Are you saying that it takes a very high IQ to understand Rocket League?
I was literally just about to say, Rocket League is the Rick and Morty of video games. It is.
Well, there you go.
I genuinely believe that. I'm not kidding.
There's an even bigger garbage truck outside my window now.
Yeah, that garbage truck being called Rocket League because the game sucked. No, I'm just kidding.
There's actually a car in the game that looks like a garbage truck, and it's a meme car, so if you use it, people make fun of you because it sucks, but then...
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like this high-level thing, but it has such meme, disposable, like, community and content at the same time. It is Rick and Morty.
Did you just say Rocket League is Rick and Morty?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
This is like saying you the way you use Rick and Morty is the way people use like Ava from before. So like when you say like Ore no Imo is the Ava of Little Sister based light novel adaptations.
I would say isn't Monogatari the Ava of light novels? I think it is.
Yeah, but you're forgetting the key component of the motto in this.
I completely blanked out. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, well, we just judged the length of your attention span. It's about 54 minutes 38 seconds.
So should we wrap it up?
I think we should after that blank out.
Subscribe to Kaitobythesea. Subscribe to. Do you want me to promote your other channel, that robot?
No,
Kaido?
don't. No,
Okay.
Nobody should go watch that other channel.
All right, don't wink wink. Go watch that robot Kaido. Subscribe to Matthew W.
For sure. More importantly than anything.
And most important of all, subscribe to Jigabytes. There, we did it. The home run. We did it.
Do I stop recording now?
Yeah, we stopped recording.